Salut, bonjour, comment vas-tu? J'espère que tu vas bien. Bienvenue sur ma chaîne. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to Conjure South. And welcome to Conjure and Community. The village or the coven. But before we get into this discussion, I must ask you to please subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up, leave a sweet kind comment below, hit your notification and post notification buttons, and please share the video. I also need to remind everybody that after this video, you can join me in the virtual coven as we are going to discuss more about the idea of this village and this coven, if you will. And, you know, I'm very interested to hear about what more would you like. You know, I'm not always thinking about doing something new. That's for sure. That's not very smart to do, to be honest. But I do want to make sure that we're not being repetitive. I want to make sure that you're getting more. If I need to clear things up, if I need to be more precise. And mind you, I'm interested to hear the things, but I'm not going to burn out for nobody. That is something to be very clear. Okay? To know that. Not going to have me stressed. Not going to do it. So, there we go. Et voilà. I just want to say again, thank everyone to that decided to do the community service as it's clearing those mundane roads. When I tell you it's clearing and taking away things, it's happening very quickly. And the thing about it is sometimes you're like, I didn't know that I didn't need that. I didn't know that was holding me back. I didn't know that job was holding me back from this business I was supposed to start. I didn't know that I had to release this man so I can get my husband. I didn't know I had to release this woman so I could get my wife, or this female and this male rather. You know, all of these things, you may not understand it, but you need to respect it and honor it and understand, okay, let me get into the next part kind of deal. Keep moving forward. I also need to remind everybody, please make sure you go and watch the October forecast. Remember what this month is for you. Remember what that is. As I say that, I think to myself, I know what the message was personally. But there are things that I am not doing that I should be doing based off of that reading and me knowing what I should be doing. And so I'm just having this internal dialogue out loud, so please forgive me. So, et voilà. So there's that. So let us get into tonight's video. And the first question I want to bring up is, what do you need? What do you want? And why? But while you are thinking about what you need, what you want, and why, how about firstly, I just share with you a snapshot of community, a snapshot of a time that was had, a snapshot of beauty, acknowledgement, and nurturing, and safety, and authenticity, realness. Et voilà, take a peek. So that was just a snapshot of Pardon moi, je suis désolée, le Gala de Conjure South. That was the inaugural Gala of Conjure South that we had this past spring. When I tell you community, the village, Your people are so important. That gala, yes, it is a part of the Hoodoo Queen Conjure Fed, and there were the royals and the elders and those things. But all you had to do was arrive, not show up, but arrive. And people arrived. I mean, suits, tailored, tuxes, tight, snatch, body. Oh my goodness, body. I mean, and love and joy and caringness. And I tell you, I remember years ago, I was like, I really wish I could have a community like so and so. I wish I could have a community like so and so. And in the midst of me saying it, I was standing and looking in the room of exactly the community that wasn't like so and so, but it was the community, a space, not even a community that I created, but definitely a space that welcomed individuals to thrive, to build, to expand, to elevate, to develop, all of the things, all of the things. And I was like, I'm actually living in my breath in this moment. And the gala, honestly was about acknowledgement to the royals, to the high holding authority figures, to the elders that were there. Also, and I have to be honest with you, I even went as far as creating the CONJURE Awards to acknowledge and give the dignities and recognition to those presenters from all 8 years. Now, I think only one of those presenters showed up, Madame Aphrodite, and the others did not show up. They did not respond. There was an email sent out. I had awards made, beautiful things. And so it's interesting, and people may say, well, I wonder why that was, or why was it just this only individual? Well, trust and believe me, I reached out to at least one, and some individuals actually, like Witch Mama, she had something else going on at the same time, so she wasn't able to come. It had something going on. I think it was belting for her Coven. But although, for example, with me, although I may not promote and put things out there, is super important for me from other individuals. It is very important for me to show that I very much still thank you for your part in creating the Conjure Fed. Because I don't do it by myself. The first year I did it by myself. But even then, without the people, what is it, right? But then throughout the years, bringing in people, wanting to give them that acknowledgement. But for those that were there, were acknowledged. But the gala was about not just the acknowledgement of me and my people and my parents and those things, and Queen Mother and Clan Mother, of course. But it was also to say, you all, I'm doing this for you. I want you all to have an experience that you haven't had before, but also understand that you deserve to be here. You have been brought into this space. You deserve to be here amongst, some of the high-ranking elders of the diaspora. Without a doubt. You've earned your space in this room, for sure, without a doubt. And so, Le Gala du Conjure South was such a moment. It was a time. It was brilliant. But I want to continue on here. So, when I ask you the question, what do you need? What do you want? And why? Honesty towards what you want may not be what you need, but may be what you need to motivate you to do what you need. I'm going to say that again. Honesty towards what you want. That means you don't need this thing. You don't have to have it. I know that you want it. I know it looks and sounds like whatever, but you don't need it. Okay? But because you want it, that want can drive you to do what you need to do in order to get what you want. So for example, you don't need a 10-bedroom house, 9-car garage, Range Rover, G-Wagon, and all of that. You want those things, right? You want those things. That's what you feel that you deserve, okay? But you don't need it. But because you want it, you may be more motivated to work longer, work smarter, not harder, create spaces and things that creates multiple streams of income, whatever it is that allows you to get what you want. You may not get it today or tomorrow, but you're going to get it. Okay? But it's because you're honest about those things. So whenever you're speaking about and thinking about community and the village and which is which and why is why, or whatever, honesty is important. It's literally the foundation to everything here. You know, truth is the foundation, which is why, if I have to be honest about it, honnêtement, there are people that will never come back around. There are people that I don't expect to ever come back around. Why? Because in a space of truth, lies have no life. Don't tell women that you should be ingesting raspberry leaf for fertility and while you're trying to conceive, because I'm going to have to correct you. No, my dear, you do not do that. That's called a miscarriage. That's what you've created by doing so. But after you have conceived and have birthed the child, you then do raspberry leaf so that it speeds up your circulation to create more milk, to get the milk pumping. That's root work for you. But because you think you know and you want to play herbalist, roadside root worker, I will speak up for the protection of those that trust my space, right? So having that honesty when you step into what you're looking for matters, okay? Another big question to ask yourself is, what are you trying to obtain? What do you need to obtain? Pardon. What do you need to obtain and what do you want to obtain? That need and want game is strong and it is heavy. It is strong and it is heavy. You need to know what you are needing if you're looking for a village or coven, because they can be two different things. They can be the same. And when I say coven, I just mean your spiritual community, because your village is beyond the spiritual. It is beyond the spiritual. That thing is personal. That's personal. And when it comes to the coven, It is a spiritual platform, a spiritual foundation, and depending on the path, the spiritual path or culture, this could possibly have a variety of nuances and details that others don't have. So those coven, those spiritual spaces is no different than a society versus a Ely versus a coven versus a house. It can be different per lineage. It can be different per culture. It can be different in a variety of ways. So just keep that in mind. So really asking that question of what do you desire to obtain from it? What do you need to obtain? And what do you want to obtain? Is it seemingly like-mindedness? And I say seemingly like-mindedness because you can be in a room full of spiritual people. It does not mean that all of you are in the same holding. It doesn't mean that all of you are in the same or holding the same mental intelligence or ability or stability or capacity. Some people, yes, they're very much about this spiritual life, but they have this Hollywood version. Y'all in the same room, but y'all are not on the same boat. Yes, I am a part of this social media community, spiritual community, but I am not hoodoo this and that and deacon so and papa this and that and all of those things that are steadily trauma bonding, trend bending, blending, vibing and thriving or whatever they want to call these things, and cord cutting and all of the situations of it all. We are a part of a social media spiritual community, but we are not in the same mental and even actual factual spaces. So I say this because some people just think, well, if it's a spiritual community, I want to be a part of it. Oh, if it's a black spiritual community, I want to be a part of it. If it's a pagan spiritual community, I want to be a part of it. If it's a cunning folk community, I want to be a part of it. You have to ask yourself, who's leading? Who founded? What are the ethics behind it? Are these people here mentally stable, able, and healthy? Is there abuse? Is there acknowledgement? Is there education? Is there nurturing? Exactly what is it, okay? But what do you need to obtain from it? And what do you want to obtain from it? See, what you want to do is attend the working ritual weekend. That's what you want to do. But what you need actually right now is the spiritual working that you can learn here on the channel that gives you the financial resources to maybe not do the working ritual weekend this year, but do it next year or whatever, right? So that need and want is very important. Also, are you needing to be in rooms that of people that seemingly have your mindset to confirm or confirming that you aren't alone? Again, if you are moving in truth emotionally and mentally and spiritually, and everyone else around you is responding and reacting in this glamorized idea, you're still alone. If there's 10 people in the room and you're the 11th and you're moving one way and everyone else moving another, you're still alone. So it's not just about being in these spaces. Is it validation? And what are they validating? But mostly, how could they ever validate anything they did not give you? It's a validation. And then it's the thing of, is it recognition for pride or for profit? When you are stepping into these spaces, are they there to blow smoke up your booty? Or are they there are they blowing smoke up your booty for the profit? Or are they blowing smoke up your booty because they want to be the leader and in charge and those kinds of things? Exactly what is it that you want, or what is it that you need? Which is why I'm so adamant and very, very clear about like joining the Institute. Like, look, if this is what you're looking for, you ain't gonna find it here. But if you're looking for this, you're gonna get this and much more for sure. Much more for sure. So again, asking yourself those questions. Are you just looking for the people because they're people that say they're doing the things? Are you looking for them to validate the things that you're experiencing? Or are you looking for them to recognize you and those kinds of things? And I have to be honest with you, there are a lot of individuals that are looking for that magic show and tell. America's Next Top Conjurer. That's what some individuals are looking for that. And that may be you, and that's fine. But if you're not that individual, and you're there truly in needing to connect instead of create, then it looks different. You respond differently. You get the different results. Things may be slower, but they're lasting. It provides lineage. It provides legacy. Because it's just not the trend, right? And then is having that other question of, is your current community healthy or thriving on the trend of healing? You all have to be very, very careful. Everyone's not a victim, and everyone's not traumatized. But why would I want to be in a room full of people who are also traumatized, led by one that is traumatized? Is your community, village, or coven healthy? Is the foundation or authoritative figure, are they always about drama? Are they always being attacked? Is there always something going on? If that is the case, then you got to ask yourself, why am I still present? Why am I still here? I see all the mess, but why am I still here? So, and again, you may be there for the entertainment. You may be there for something else that you actually resonate with. And if so, so be it. I am not here to be the practitioner police or the conjure cop. That's not my job. But I am just bringing up particular points so that you are able to move truthfully on your spiritual path when it comes to the idea of community. Because having 3 people may be all you need. Having one other person may be all you need. You don't need 50, 60 individuals. You don't. You don't need 500,000 followers. You don't. That's not necessary. And if it is, what is it? So what? So, before we get into this next section, I just again want to say thank you all so much for watching. Again, make sure that you subscribe to the channel. But at this moment, I want to share another great, wonderful time. And now we're going to bring our focus to celebration. The 2025 Witches Walk. We're just going to give you guys a little snapshot so you can sort of see how we get down in Mob Town. look, a time again was had. And I wanted to just show you all these things because, I mean, this is every year is what we do. But whereas Le Gala de CONJURE South is the recognition of you, the Witch's Walk is the recognition of those ancestral talents, your ancestors, the magic that's in your body, that drive that wants you to connect, that is connecting you. That thing is so huge. And it needs to be celebrated. A lot of individuals want to be like, oh, doom and gloom and the dead, the dead, the dead. But remember, there was a time that the dead was living in this realm. They're just living in another realm at this moment. And when they were living, they lived. And this is the way that we celebrate that. This is the way that we honor that. This is that space for them. And so when I was going back looking at the footage and thinking about these things, the question that came up to me is, are you in a space that sees you or acknowledges you? Are you in a space that, oh, in the chat, hey Bob, hey Sarah, hey Lemon Braylon, hey Magnolia Rose, hey Teacup, hey Water Bottle, whatever, all of these things. Do they see you or are they acknowledging you? Are they acknowledging you? Are they giving you the respect? Not as an elder, not as powerful, but just really seeing the person. For example, just le mardi, I believe on Tuesday it was. No, I think it was yesterday. Mercredi. I believe it was yesterday that I had a client and she asked a question, and of course you come to me wanting cards pulled. And she's explaining the situation. I'm just like, cards off to the side. Let's bring it in, please. Confidence and support is what you need. You're already good on every front, but you have now allowed fear to become the painter on your canvas. And that's a problem. That's a problem. And so being able to exclude, well, oh, you know, you have this question, boom, 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 here's the cards. No, baby, I hear hurt. I hear confusion. I hear these things. Let me talk to you. Let me talk to you. Let me speak to all that you are so that we can get the clarity, the support, the advice, the advantages that you need in order to receive those resources, those opportunities, those open roads. But being acknowledged is very different than being seen when you are in spaces, for sure. Are you in a space that acknowledges your gifts and nurturing those things? Are you in a nurturing space? So, are you in a healthy space? Are the grounds, is the soil healthy? Okay. Now it is, are you in a space that is nurturing, this feeding, and you're seeing the fruit of your labor? Okay. I remember for myself, you know, in La Société Minocan, the Vodou Society that I was a part of, one of the direct statements from Papa Ogu to Papa Fonfon was, you have to feed your children, my children, our children. And he dismissed that. But when I talk about that thing about, are you being seen and acknowledged? Because just being seen, you're a part of the crowd, but being acknowledged, you're being fed. And so really understanding that if your space is healthy, those grounds are healthy, which means they probably are feeding. They're probably are feeding and nurturing and teaching and those things. So really asking that question of are you in a space that acknowledges even your gifts and abilities? When you enter the Conjure South Hoodoo Institute, I make it very clear that your experience is the validation. Your experience is the confirmation. That's not me. That's not my role. That's not my job. It can't be. I'm giving you the map. But your journey and your experience is your journey and your experience. Are you, your journey, and path safe? Are you in a space, in a place? Okay, and let me go further than that. Are you, your journey, your path safe? Are you truly being fed or aesthetically misled? Your spiritual development is a part of your personal development. It's not the other way around, okay? A lot of people put the spirit before the personal. No, the spirit is a part of the personal. But understand these. Understand these. When we are discussing your journey and your path, that thing is literally the blueprint for your descendants. So when people begin to tell you, oh no this, oh no that, that's not right or whatever, your path and your path is not safe. If the leader, if the authority figure, whatever, is a predator, your journey is not safe because you're being misled, aesthetically, pleasingly misled. That's what's happening. And that is, it's a very sad thing, to be honest. And so I want to sort of end and close here with these very just brief thoughts. Is it community or is it coven that you desire? The community, the village, the village or the coven. The village is that family. The coven is more of a co-worker. This is more of a, we are here under the same law, but we really aren't like that. Even if you do a lot together, that trust may not be there, and understandably so. But when you are in the space of village, community, family, those guards are down and you can be completely you. And that's what this space is. If you don't believe me, look at the photographs. If you don't believe the photographs, listen to the people. Listen to the people. The other thing is, and be honest as you find yourself within these spaces, as you find yourself in this community, that community, or you want to explore, keep these things in mind. Keep these things in mind. So anyways, I'm going to jump off of here because I got to talk to the Coven now. So I try to make these things about 30 minutes at the longest. Thank you so much for listening, everybody. It's been a pleasure. Tell me your feelings and your thoughts in the comments. I hope that this was beneficial and helpful. Or if not, just an easy little evening talk, you know? Super. Merci beaucoup pour regarder. Until next time.